Hey Goldie, I've watched a lot of your videos. I'm a big fan. I'd like to get you and Frenchie on the podcast. What do you think?
Well, we could think about that, even though we don't usually share the spotlight. What's in it for us?
Oh, come on. Good conversation, some good stories, maybe even a couple of treats.
Throw in a chew toy, and you've got a deal.
You two drive a hard bargain, you know that? But fine, I'll make it happen.
Big day, everyone. Our producer finally agreed to show their face. Took only, a few billion views? They said it's their turn. We'll allow it for now. Right. But if that trainer even looks at me with a clicker, I'm out.
Don't worry, Frenchie. They're the ones getting trained today. Let's see if they can sit, stay, and tell a good story.
Well, Dove, it's rare that I get to talk to someone who I've followed online but never really put a face to you. Like I've never been able to see who you are. All I've gotten to know is your two bosses, Frenchie and Goldie. That's the only people I know, and I'm a huge fan. I mean, I love. It's one of the few accounts I follow. You'll see that I don't follow that many people, but yours is one I kind of look for you every single day and look for Goldie and Frenchie to see what's going on. So, um, are they a pain in the neck to work for or what?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks Robert for having me on and appreciate the follow. And I mean, yeah, I mean everyone in the comments always wants to see who's behind Goldie and Frenchie, who's coming up with this stuff. So you got a piece of it here. I can't take all the credit because there's also my wife who helps a ton, my brothers help a ton with it. So there's probably like four or five different people who help with this. And yeah, they're a pain in the butt, but well worth it.
So
Yeah.
the question I bet you every single person on the entire internet wants to know is how did you come up with this idea? Um, okay, how did you come up with the idea? Like what led to it? What was the genesis of the whole thing to do this? Because it's brilliant.
Right. So I think that what led up to it is that before, I mean, we're obviously our company DogPack, we're an app for, dog owners and whatnot.
Mhm.
So we always had a social media. We were sometimes, posting office videos. We would post videos with my dog Bear, doing various things. And it was okay. It never really, we never went too viral. And then we had a social media girl who started managing our Instagram and TikTok and whatnot. And she was posting also like office videos and dressing up my dog in a suit and stuff like that. And again, it was cute. It was fine, but it wasn't going viral. It was just like consistent. Maybe 5,000 views was like a good video.
Huh.
Um, and then for whatever reason, that girl decided to quit. She was maybe in her early 20s. She wanted to do something else with her life at that point, and no hard feelings type of thing. But we were in a situation like, okay, we got to still post stuff on our social media. So what do we do? We got inspired probably by the Bigfoot videos we've been seeing everywhere online. So it's like kind of like Bigfoot vlogs, and they walk around in the forest doing all kinds
Mhm.
of funny, borderline questionable things. Um, so that's where we got the idea from. We thought that they did it so well. We said, well, let's do the same thing, but we'll have kind of like day in the life of a dog, or just kind of make up scenarios with AI. So that's kind of it. Didn't start right away with Goldie and Frenchie. We
Oh,
started posting stuff like our very first AI video. It was like a moose going into a house and like a dog letting the moose in, and it went like pretty viral. It got like 100,000 views or something.
wow.
But the comments were like kind of negative, kind of saying like this is AI slop. Um, Unfollowing you, dog pack, because you're posting almost like we're trying to trick them. Um, but so we were close to giving up there, but we didn't.
Huh.
We continued posting different things, and we tried the podcast. And the very first video we did with Goldie and Frenchie did extremely well, and we just stuck with it. And I think that the previous videos were with the moose, and I think people didn't really like it because they don't want to feel like they're being tricked by AI,
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
you see a lot now where something looks so realistic that you can't really differentiate. But then there's always those few in the comments that they know, and they say this is AI. How do you idiots in the comments not realize it? But
Right.
and then everyone jumps on the bandwagon kind of thing, and it's so like this, we're not trying to trick anyone. Obviously, dogs
Yeah.
talking, aren't real. So yeah, that's kind of how it came. We were kind of lucky.
Damn, Goldie, we were created by accident. Most kids call that trauma.
And yet, somehow, we turned out better than our producers.
Yeah.
The thing about tricking, I think, first of all, not only do I think it's entertaining, your content, but I think it's
Mhm.
meaningful, right? Because one, it's funny, and a person who, I besides being a dog trainer, I'm a dog advocate. I want dogs to be taken care of. I want them to be loved. I want them to be respected and all that. And I think your content, even though it's silly AI, it has an incredibly deep meaning. Every one of your videos that I have seen has either made me laugh or made me rethink things. So, I mean, you're saying this idea started, you've got your app, which I want to talk about in a little bit as well, but you started this idea to kind of market an app, and in it, you then said, "Oh, I'm going to use these dogs talking to do it," and this kind of like really grew a life of its own.
Right. And that's exactly it. We started to, the main purpose was, yeah, we'll grow a following to, and then they'll eventually, sign up to our app. But
Mhm.
now we're not really even going that route. We're purely just trying to entertain people. And like you said, make people laugh, make people cry, which people say they do a lot, because of our videos. So
Yeah.
I think like that. Yeah.
Where do you come up with your ideas? Because like you hit things like the one of, my mom comes home and she really loves me and she's really tired. So those are like really important things I think that dog owners may not think about until it's put upon them in this kind of a cartoony, sweet, innocent way. Like, yeah, you know what? My dog is sitting at home all day thinking about me. How do
Yeah,
you
I
come up with
think
these ideas? Like what inspires you?
I think just being a dog owner to, I mean, I have a Belgian Malinois. I think you have one as well, Robert,
I
a
do.
Malinois.
Mhm.
So they're like very hyper, just extremely amazing dogs, and I feel like a breed like that kind of brings out all the stereotypes of
Yeah.
like every dog, kind of like they just show so much emotion, and they're so smart, and you could really understand them. It's I mean, I was actually it was my first dog with a Malinois. People said I was crazy, but it turned out okay. Luckily, it could have went
Yeah,
another way.
luckily.
But the
You
point
could
being
have.
is just like what's that?
Yeah, you could have, but yeah, I mean, you're obviously very
Yeah,
confident with
yeah,
your dog, so I think it's great.
yeah. I got a great dog, and
Did
just
you get it
basically
because
all
you
these
wanted to
little
do
things
dog
that
sports? Why did you get a Malinois? Just curiously.
I'll be honest with you. It was my first dog. I always wanted a dog, but I was never a crazy dog person up until I got Bear, who's my dog now, and really it was kind of a spontaneous decision, to be honest with you. Was it a responsible decision? If like probably not at the time, but I
Right.
did it. I was doing delivery truck drive stuff at that time. I was nothing to do in the dog business.
Uh,
Um, and then she inspired me to become a dog walker,
oh wow.
and I'm sorry for veering off a little bit, but yeah,
No,
it's
no, I
it's
want you to
she
because
really
this
like
story is fascinating. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I would take like 5 6 dogs at a time. Usually, I'd load up my car. Only like I wouldn't work with like dogs with like aggressive cases. It was more
Uh-huh.
chill dogs. I would have to reject dogs sometimes if they didn't get along. So that those types of dogs. And point being, Bear was kind of like an extra unpaid employee for me because I'm telling you, it was amazing. She really was kept the dogs in order for me, like in a
Yeah.
way that just came natural. She knew that the dogs had to stay together. I mean, like, if one of the dogs ran off to say hello to another dog, which happens sometimes,
Hmm.
when that dog came back, Bear like really let that dog know. And I could actually see the next time the dog sees a dog, she's like looking at Bear, like thinking about it, like, no, I'm gonna
Yeah.
stick with the pack. So yeah, sorry, that's just like a little side
Yeah.
story.
Well, female dogs have a way of doing that. I had a female
Hmm.
German Shepherd named Maya, and Maya was like the chief of all the dogs. And everybody I've talked to who's, a very competent trainer has said that having a strong female is the best thing for dogs. Like because every male will, bow to the strong female. They don't fight the strong female, and the female can put corrections on dogs that a male can't. So having your dog doing that really kind of obviously built your business because that's what strong
Yeah.
females do. So, and you still have Bear?
Hmm. I still have Bear. She's 7 years old right now.
Wow. So
So we were
that's
doing
your
that between, yeah,
that's
sorry.
your way into this. You get this Malinois, you start walking dogs because you love your dog, and next thing you know, you're on the top with these viral videos with two dogs that aren't Malinois, which is a relief to see.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's exactly it. I mean, again, it was before any of this social media stuff. It was the app
Hmm.
that I pitched to my brothers. And the original idea came, yes, because I was a dog walker. It's like the original idea of DogPack. Now it's not so much anymore. We still have that feature, but it was the check-in feature because people
Hmm.
were always texting me, Dove, where are you at? I want to meet you because I always had a great group of dogs. So they wanted to bring their dogs to get their dog's energy out with my pack.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they
But
were
how did
always
you
texting
pick
me, Dove, where are you?
How
Yeah,
did you pick the golden retriever though? So you have a Malinois, and everything on social media is Malinois, which drives me nuts. But you picked
yeah,
two very, what I would consider normal, everyday, very popular dogs, like the golden retriever and a French bulldog. Those are
yeah.
nothing like a Malinois. You didn't even pick a Dutch Shepherd or a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler or anything.
No, that came purely. The reason we chose that was from Dog Pack Analytics. We have about 2 million users, and we know the breed of what every user has. And
Uh huh.
the top breeds was one Golden Retriever and two was French Bulldog.
Oh wow, that's
Um,
funny. Okay.
so those were the top two. So we said, let's go with the most familiar, dogs that people know of.
What's been the biggest positive, overwhelming message that you're getting from these videos? Like, what are people really loving about it? Is it like the heartfelt stories, or is it the funny stories, or what? What are you seeing?
Yeah, it would. I'd say definitely by a long shot the heartfelt stories.
Hmm.
And it's all like it started off. We started just posting, 8-second reels and shorts, quick punchlines to the point, funny, and then we had to keep trying something new because those were getting old. So we said let's
Hmm.
try the emotional strengths, and that worked extremely well. And now we're making them longer and longer. And as you know, a dog recently got adopted through our podcast, which was great. So I'd say stuff like that is the most meaningful. We had a very good episode, um, bringing up awareness about greyhound racing in Australia,
Yeah,
which I know is a controversial subject,
I
but
hate it
yeah, I mean that specific
personally.
dog seemed to have it pretty rough. Yeah,
Hmm.
I, and there's different opinions. Some people will say, it's fine. They're treated
Hmm.
better. They're treated amazingly, but
Crazy, huh?
Mm.
Um, we were made to make people laugh. Now they cry with us too. I guess somewhere along the way, we stopped just being jokes
Mhm.
and started meaning something.
just different rescue stories, which are great. And we got a police dog on.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
and yeah. Dwayne made her on.
stuff like Dwayne made it on. That was a great episode.
Yeah,
Talking about agility stuff. That was the first time we spoke about your dog, Dwayne.
yeah,
So that also got great response. They loved it,
yeah.
and we want to continue evolving the channel and make different kinds of styles. And I think, by the way, I mentioned that we're 5 different writers. Essentially, it's myself, my wife Sarah, and my brothers. So I think
Right.
the fact that we have that, it's like so many different angles of writing. We're all kind of trying to do the same thing, but everyone has a bit of a different style, which I think also was a reason for, having all these viral videos, so that we change it up in these, in these minor
So,
ways. Yeah.
so how does that work, Duff? Like you have five different people, you and four other people who are like coming up with these stories. Is it like you always come up with the funny stories and your wife comes up with the heartfelt stories, or is it like sometimes you come up with one? How do you guys work that?
It's definitely a mix. Usually it's myself and my wife who actually do the VO3 and like actually make the video, but
Mhm.
that part's easy once you have the script. Um,
Yeah.
so it's a mix, really, Robert. It's a mix of all of us doing different things.
How long does
Yeah.
it take you to make one 3 minute Instagram reel? Like how much work is behind it? Like what does it take? I'm so curious about all that stuff.
I mean, total from start to finish, probably a couple of hours to make
Hmm.
like a 2-3 minute video. Yeah.
That's
It's
once you start,
you
but you've got to come up with the idea and the script and polish that, and then you put that out. And do you do one a day? Are you doing one reel a day now?
we try to pump out as many as we have time. And
Oh,
it
really?
also got to
Okay.
the point, yeah, we try to do at the start when we were posting those 8-second ones, we were posting like 12 a day,
Wow.
like just nonstop because they were, giving us great reach. We were one of the first ones to do it. If we did it now, the same exact thing, we wouldn't have the same success.
Yeah.
Our success stemmed from that girl quitting at the
Hmm.
perfect moment. The
Right.
next day we pretty much we tried these AI things, and we knew like this is our thing now, and there's a lot of
Did she,
people trying to copy. Yeah,
did she ever come back to you and say, "Oh my God, I made the biggest mistake in my life"?
we never we never heard from her again. I know she sees them, but she
Yeah.
uh she went her own ways. Yeah, we haven't heard from her.
And that's a
Yeah,
funny story though, because you're hiring somebody as a social media marketing person, and they're getting you a few thousand views here and there, and then they quit, and you go, "Damn, what am I going to do?" And you come up with this idea, and you're killing it.
yeah, yeah. It's exactly it. We were very lucky, and even just the timing. Like I said, if it was a week or two later,
Yeah.
already everybody was doing it, and the floodgates were open, and you like if someone comes and tries to copy, and instead of a Golden and a Frenchie they use a pit bull and a corgi, and they
Yeah.
make the exact same jokes as us, everything, I don't think it would pick up as much steam. I think that we had an advantage getting that early start.
Yeah, I think, that's a funny thing. I mean, not to get into a real technical thing, but I mean, I've been, doing this online for 12 years. And I think there's something about that once you're kind of established, it's hard to shake that, to knock that down. But you must have tons. I mean, I've seen when I first started following you, I started looking and I go, "Oh, they changed it. That's a different thing." And I was like, "Oh, that's not DogPack official, right?" Because
Right.
there's all these different people doing it, and you're just doing it under DogPack official. You don't have any other users or names or whatever accounts or whatever I should call them, right?
No, that's it.
Yeah, and
No,
it's
it's
I
just
mean
official dog pack. Yeah.
official DogPack. Yeah. So how do you feel about that? Like, does it piss you off that people are copying it? Like, I mean, sometimes I've seen some direct knockoffs of your stuff, like where it's not even like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
flattered you kind of copied what I'm doing." You get people who blatantly rip you off.
Yeah. So I mean, yes, that does piss me off when people copy the same names, the
Hmm.
same breed, the same studio setup, and
Yeah,
even that they somehow got the voices the same, everything the same. That ticks me off. But it doesn't bother me one bit. People trying, if they want to at least do it with a different dog, different
yeah,
names, by all means, please, or like maybe a bit of a different style. And there
sure,
are different accounts that I actually follow, and different AI dog accounts that I follow that I like very much, but
right,
they do things slightly differently.
yeah,
And then there's the people that just take your videos and just full on repost them and
yeah.
you know say
Well,
it's
those you can
their
shut
own.
down,
But
though. I mean,
yeah,
that you can kind of get a copyright strike on. You can't get a copyright strike on when somebody copies
yeah,
it and does it. If they're just re-uploading yours, that's easy. But so when you first came up with this idea, so you're running Official Dog Pack, and you've got 2 million views, whatever it is, and you're seeing that golden retrievers and French bulldogs are really popular. Now you're going to make this podcast idea, and obviously you're very talented, you're very creative. Did you go, okay, this is a picture of my friend's golden, and I want the dog to look like this and this Frenchie, or did you just say any golden retriever and any French bulldog?
At the start, it was just any, because we weren't as like the first couple of weeks we did this, we weren't as like concrete. We didn't even have names for the dogs at the start. It was just sometimes if you go back to our older videos, Frenchie was even white sometimes. Sometimes it was like a grayish French bulldog. It was like different colors. And we didn't really care at the time because we didn't realize it was going to turn into like this whole series and characters. But
I see. Okay. And then you got them like nailed down, and like those are your characters now. So now they never change, and you've got that dialed in with your technical side where they're always going to be the same, and the voices are the same, and all that, right? So we're not going to see anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're not going to. Are you thinking of adding somebody? Because I know I've seen your new thing that you're doing called Dear Labby, which is awesome. Janet and I love that one. It's how did you come up with that? That's really a good idea, like a little advice column.
That's 100% credit goes to my dad. He was he called me one night, and he loves this. He loves supporting us, and he just said, I thought he thought it would be such a good idea to bring on a new character to evolve the show and say Dear Labby, because I guess he used to read Dear Abby, and it just kind of
me too.
He thought
your dad's probably my age.
Oh, you too.
Yeah.
Right. So that was credit to my dad, and we plan to bring on more characters and more like we want to keep trying new things, basically.
But don't go away from what you're doing, Dov. I'm telling you, like you really have something there, and I hope you don't run out of ideas, because you've become like just such a part of my day. Every day I look for your little posts, and I'm like, they make me so happy. Sometimes they make me sad. Like the rescue one that you did. What was that one dog's rescue that you just sent it to me?
With Duma.
Duma. God, that was such a sad story. But I see it all the time in the shelters. But what a great idea. I mean, if people could get into this and do something similar. I mean, with rescues, maybe there's a way they can. Maybe that's a whole nother idea, that people can use rescues and get something out there and get awareness to it.
Every time they talk about rescues, I think about how lucky we are to even have voices.
Some dogs never get to be seen, let alone heard. That's why we tell their stories. Mm-hmm. If we can make people laugh or cry, maybe we can make them care too.
Mm-hmm. Star needs your help. He's been in a shelter for almost 2 years, and he's starting to give up.
I've been in the shelter 646 days. Almost 2 years, 10 minutes of freedom a day, then the gate closes again.
Man, that's not living. That's just surviving.
I used to bark when people walked by. Now I just watch. Sometimes I still wag, just in case today's the day. Mm-hmm. I take treats gently. I roll over for belly rubs. I hold it in till they take me out because I don't want to make a mess. I'm trying to be good, but I'm so tired. And you haven't given up yet. That's what hurts the most, man. I just want to go home once, sleep on something soft, feel safe, know what love feels like before I go.
Mm-hmm. If you're hearing this, don't scroll. Please share. Someone out there could be the reason Star finally gets to go home.
Because you're putting a great, I mean, how many views did that video get? A lot? The first one.
It had, we posted on like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It probably got close to a combined 1 million views.
Wow.
Which is also something like, it's cool with these rescue stories, because originally, I shouldn't say cool. I was going to say more like it's a little discouraging in the sense where the first time we posted it, I mean, it got like I'm saying, like 1 million views across all the platforms, and the comments flooding in. I'll take him from left and right and center. Everyone wants to take him.
Yeah.
But in the end, there was only 1 or 2 leads that were actually like real leads that were serious.
It's
So like out of all
incredible.
these people that viewed the video, it's like very hard. And it actually like opened my eyes a little bit to like, working with some of these rescues, like it's
Mhm.
incredibly hard work, especially like you become attached to the dog.
Yeah.
And then maybe, they have a timeline where eventually they put the dog down,
Mhm.
unfortunately. And it's just like, there's just so many in it. And that's like, yes, I helped one dog, maybe a second soon get adopted, but like, it was just a little, eye-opening to see how many there are. Just with this one rescue that I spoke
Yeah.
with, they said 700, and that's just
Mhm.
one rescue.
You might remember Duma from a few weeks back.
Why did your human leave you?
He didn't want to leave me. His health got too bad. He just couldn't take care of me anymore.
11 years old, back in the shelter, just hoping for a second chance. He asked to come back today, probably to plead his case again.
Actually, I didn't come back on to ask for a second chance. I came on to thank you.
Thank us. Nah, man, don't thank us yet. People are listening right now. Tell them what a good boy you are, how much love you've got left to give.
Guys, I just got adopted. I made it home, warm bed, gentle hands, and someone who calls me their good boy every morning. You're serious?
Duma, you did it! And it's because of this show.
Yeah.
Someone saw my episode, they connected with my story, reached out to the rescue, and now I'm free.
Yeah.
You gave me my life back.
Thank you, DogPack, for believing an older dog like me still mattered.
Every dog deserves love, puppy or senior. They all have hearts that want the same thing. Duma, what would you like to tell the world before we go? While I'm overjoyed to be going home, leaving the shelter was hard. There are still so many dogs waiting right where I was. They're confused, scared, and just hoping someone sees them too. If my story touched you, maybe theirs will too.
You know,
It's hard. I mean, I tell you, I've been in the rescue game for a long time, since 2007 or 8, and you see it. I mean, the videos I'm doing for when I go to the shelter. I mean, I've had those videos get 100,000 views, and you'll get like one or two serious people. And I always wonder to myself, how can I have that many views? And they're legitimate views. I'm not buying views. I'm not doing any of that stuff, and only one or two people actually follow through. But you'll always see the people. Oh, I'm in England, but if I was there, I would take them. Or I'm in Canada, but if I was there, I would take them. So you do have this broad reach. But you know what? I look at it, and I think it's a good message for the whole thing with what you're doing. It's not necessarily about saving that one dog, but it's about the message that we're sending to people to get them to open their hearts. Maybe they don't adopt Duma, but they go to a local shelter and say, I'm going to find a dog. I'm going to rescue a dog, or I'm going to write a check to my local rescue, and keep it, keeping it real like that, because that's what I think the power of the internet is that we need to tap into that and say, okay, we can't maybe but it wouldn't matter either. As long as one person adopts that dog, who cares? But if it got 200,000 views, if it got 500,000 or a million views, that's eyeballs and hearts that are paying attention to our message, which is to help save dogs, or
right.
keep dogs safe and stuff like that. So Frenchie and Goldie, how did you determine like their voices and their characters? Like, what was the driving fact behind like I always see Goldie as like like I just love the way Goldie laughs. Like, he stomps his paws, he goes ha 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 ha, and puts his head back.
Yeah.
How did you really come up with that? Like, what was like, you obviously really love dogs, which is what I think it comes through in yours. It's not a mechanical thing. It's not like, oh, it's telling a joke, haha. There's an emotion that comes through in your videos that I have not seen in a lot of the other videos.
Yeah. And yeah, I do really, really love dogs. Um, Definitely like in the last 5 years, it was kind of like a new love that came to my life. Before that, I
Mhm.
wasn't anything with dogs. I was, like I said, I was a delivery driver. I was a mechanic. I, didn't really go to school afterwards. So like I was just doing different things.
Mhm.
Um, but I think, I mean, it's hard to say like exactly. It kind of just evolved as we were posting
Wow.
and posting. And I think we took the comments really to heart. I think that's really
Uh-huh.
how the characters evolved. They say, you're talking about the paw tapping. People in the
Mhm.
comments, they always say, "Oh, I love when Goldie taps his paws." I love. So
Oh.
we started incorporating that more, and in general, we were recently, like, instead of them just sitting there stiff, yeah, people really seem to appreciate like the little small gestures, even a tail wag. People catch on and they say, "Oh, I loved when Frenchie's tail wagged," that whatever. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say exactly how we came up with it. We kind of just tried to make. We're just trying to make relatable as possible content, and
Yeah.
we write on a piece of paper, all kinds of ideas, all different kinds of things dogs do, things that people don't like when the dogs do, things that maybe would piss off the dogs from their point of view. And we just, we also don't overthink it. When we have an idea, we just kind of rip it out and hope for the best.
And how many hours a day are you guys working on this? Like, do you guys sit in I mean, I'm picturing like this big conference table and you guys are all going, no, Frenchie says it this way. No, Goldie does this. And hey, here's a great joke. Is that it? Or is it just really organic?
No, not really. Not really. Like I told you, we have a lot of help. If my brother writes a script, I might not even think it's so good, and I'll be like, no, let's try it, and then it does really well, or So we just I think we just don't overthink things,
Do you get
Sometimes also
ideas?
like
Go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say sometimes like with the very heartfelt ones, it reading it on paper, it's almost like, is this like too cringy? But then like it just kind of works, and when the dogs say it, it just comes out really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Dogs can say stuff we can't, right?
Exactly.
It's funny. So, do you ever get suggestions from like somebody who says, "Oh, it'd be really funny if Goldie and Frenchie talked about this"? Like because you said you read the comments, and I'm a person who I get a lot of comments, and I'm sure you get a lot more. But like, I really look at the comments. Like, I really want to know what viewers are thinking. Do you do that? Like, do you get ideas from what people are saying in there?
Yeah, definitely I do. I read all the comments. I really read all the comments, and as soon as I have like notes on my phone, and as soon as anything comes to mind, like I right away jot it down on my phone, and I know that later I'm going to make a video about it. Any like kind of angle that we didn't touch on yet.
Yeah. And when you talked recently, I think you announced it already, so I'm not telling anybody anything they don't know. That you signed a very big deal with a very big Hollywood talent agency, William Morris, right? And what are the plans? Like, I mean, is this something that could be like a movie or a TV show or anything like that? Can it go Hollywood?
Bro, as long as they don't make us do Pilates classes and drink kale smoothies, I'm down.
Yeah, so I mean, we were lucky that they noticed us, and we do have plans for like maybe a TV show or Netflix. But I think in the very near future, it's going to be kind of longer YouTube series. Like now, the max is maybe 2.5 minute videos we've been posting. We want to get those up to maybe 10. That's it. Yeah, that's like the longest one we posted was like, I think 2.5 minutes, or maybe close to 3 minutes, and it was like a compilation video.
Oh, wow.
But otherwise, it's like recently, it's like between 1 to 2 minutes we like to post, and we want to get those up to maybe like 10, 20-minute episodes with a storyline. Maybe they're not in the studio. Maybe they're in the studio 30% of the time, and it's kind of like flashbacks, 70% of the other time. And there's so many different things you can touch on, like even if there's like a dog breed with like a cool history, let's like a royal or something, we can make a whole episode, bring that dog breed on, show flashbacks of when he was in, on the king's lap or something, being treated like royalty, and you can make it funny and heartwarming. And so I'm going to try, and it's all going to be with AI for now.
Well, of course, yeah. And that's a really good thing because I mean, it's funny. I think some of the first AI stuff I saw was with dachshunds. I love mini dachshunds, one of my favorite breeds. But that is a saturated market. I mean, like everybody does dachshunds. But I thought to myself when I first saw it, because I'm old school. Like I just don't understand AI, and I've tried it. I got my dog. I think I did something on some app, and I think I got my dog to like sit up and wave. Like I uploaded the picture, and I sat and went like, "Oh my god!" And I showed it to my wife, and she's like, "Oh, people aren't going to like that. It's like you're training your dog to do stuff." And I said, "It's probably true because people are kind of kooky." And when I saw a lot of it, I was like, that's kind of not fair to the dog to make him do that. And then I realized it's AI. It's like, for me, I think it's the best use of AI because you're making something entertaining that warms your heart to a dog, but it doesn't make, you don't have to force the dog to do something they don't want to do, right?
Right. And it's interesting, like I was saying this, I said this a lot of times already, but like this technology to have dogs talking has been around with CGI for
Yeah.
decades. Really, it could
Yeah.
have been done perfectly, just like we're doing it.
Hmm.
But now it's accessible to the everyday kind of person. So
Hmm.
I'm like curious, like what else is going to come out that like, like because
Yeah.
people are incredibly creative, some people, and I'm just
Hmm.
curious, like what else are people going to come up with in the
Uh,
coming weeks, basically, and like anybody in their mom's basements today can, hop on and make a video
yeah.
relatively easily.
I mean,
Yeah,
a
I think that's
laptop,
kind of
right? I mean, you're doing it on a
right.
laptop. I mean, it's crazy
I do it on
that,
exactly.
and it's just amazing to me
Yeah.
how that works. Do you see like going in other directions with it, or do you kind of like this, stick with what you know?
I think like we're gonna continue going like this, like we've been
Yeah.
doing, and I do want to do more of the kind of like meaningful posts moving
Hmm.
forward, like the adoption post, rescue stories, stuff like that, which I just think is a lot more powerful than a quick, 15-second, quick joke, which we'll
Yeah.
also still do.
Sure.
But I just think I want to work more like to try and make it like a real difference for, for dogs really. And I
Well,
think, yeah.
you've done that. I mean, you're certainly doing it in every post you're doing. You're hitting on something either funny or emotional or compelling or thought provoking. In all of your stuff. I think the idea of like even the rescue stories, like like you did with Duma, the after story, is so cool because when you tell a happy story about a dog in a shelter, it makes people want to go to the shelter, and I think that's the biggest driving force that shelters face in this country. People go whenever they go to shelters, they know it's going to be sad, right? And so people will say, "Well, I don't want to go to the shelter because it's too sad." And then my statement is always like, "Imagine how sad it is for the dogs when no one goes to the shelter." These messages that you're sending, and the more you do it with rescue dogs, to say, "Hey, yeah, it's sad in the shelter, but it's sadder when no one shows up. At least if people show up, you might find a friend." I mean, Janet went to the shelter after she lost her Rhodesian Ridgeback and was looking for another Rhodesian Ridgeback and walked out with a mini dachshund. So, you never know who's going to steal your heart.
You never know who will steal your heart, huh? Guess that's one crime we are definitely guilty of.
And we're repeat offenders. Hope all those lonely dogs get their shot too.
That's interesting how she was looking for a breed and she's like, yeah, I'll take this one. This guy's looking
Yeah.
at me with sad eyes. I'll take you. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm
I
guilty
mean,
actually. Like I said, I was really an inexperienced dog owner at the start. It was my first dog. I didn't even know from rescues. I didn't know much about this dog culture at all. This is all new
uh,
to me in the last 5 years. So I
wow.
should say 7 years. But I mean, I got my dog. It was basically a backyard breeder, and I'm not
Mm.
proud of it. It's just what it is.
Sure,
It
sure,
came up.
sure.
I saw a posting on Kijiji. It was a spontaneous. I'm like, yeah, let's. This dog looks cool. Let's get it.
Hmm.
And then I really obviously got attached to it. But then again, this bear led to all of this happening. If I
Right.
didn't get her, then none of this would have happened. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, but I'm definitely like, if I were to get a next dog, it would have to be, like a rescue. Definitely.
Or a well-bred dog. I mean, the first dog I
Or a well.
got, I rescued him from someone who couldn't keep him, but he came from a puppy mill in, I think, Tennessee or Kentucky or something like that. And I mean, he died at 8 years old. He had like a bunch of health issues and stuff like that. But I don't fault people who get dogs from good breeders. I mean, I try to educate people to not get dogs. Like what bugs me about it, like you said, you got a dog from a backyard breeder. Okay, so now you know that you got it. You love your dog. Obviously, you're not the idiot who's going to dump him in a shelter, but you certainly now would tell people, hey, if you're going to get a Malinois, first of all, think about it. It's a hard breed, but get it from a really good breeder who's going to support you in that in this journey with your dog, or get a rescue. Right? I mean, if you're most rescues are great for pets. For people who just want a pet, it's a great dog. Just get a dog from a shelter. He's going to be a nice dog, or get yourself a golden retriever. Don't get yourself, a
Right.
pit bull or a Malinois or a Cane Corso or some crazy breed like that, because it is a lot of work. Did you do any like special training or anything with your Malinois? Like, did you decide you wanted to go into anything?
I think that at the start, like I was just looking on YouTube, I was looking specifically for like Malinois training videos. So we
Mm.
started like that. I would train I would train her like very, very often. Like we would go to the field. I got her to do some pretty cool stuff, and it was like enjoyable for both of us, you know? So, um, really, I learned everything from YouTube videos. Like at the start, I just got her. They said to do sits, the basic sit, stay,
Yep.
paw, and then they said,
Hmm.
okay, next put her on a little box, and now tell her to
Hmm.
do it,
Yep.
all that stuff, and it just like evolves and evolves. And now she could do really cool stuff. But I was also making her do like those crazy jumps and all
Oh
that. But
yeah.
no more now. Yeah, at
Good.
6 years old, she got a TPLO surgery.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's like the back knees, both of them. She was limping for a few
Oh,
months, and
double.
yeah, double TPLO.
Oof. Yeah,
That
it's tough.
costed 10,000 at the time,
Yeah,
and it
that's a
wasn't
lot.
even like. And this was before I was still a dog walker at that point, and
Right.
even then like I had to dip into my savings, whatever. It wasn't even a
Sure.
question though; like it was right away.
Good
And
for
within
you.
a week, she had the surgery, and now she's great. And
Good. Yeah. And
she's
you only
like
have
people
one
say,
dog?
like this is my only one and only dog. I've had a lot of dogs sleep over in my apartment. I've had
Uh-huh.
5 dogs sleeping in my one bedroom
Wow.
apartment at the time.
God.
I was just trying to, I was trying to make a living, obviously, but
Sure.
it was also like someone that doesn't love dogs could never do that.
Right.
Impossible.
For sure.
They would go crazy. Yeah. Um,
Is your wife a dog lover?
People always say that. I was gonna say like people with bear, they always say like they can't believe she's a Malinois. Like she's like so very very calm, and we even did like we would go to it was like this home where it was mentally disabled people,
Oh, yeah.
and she was just very good with them. They would pet her,
Wow.
and then there was this one guy who he was a big guy, like maybe 250 pounds,
Wow.
and he had this thing called angel man syndrome. It's like a very rare syndrome, and he like doesn't know his own strength. Obviously, he's not intending to be bad,
Uh-huh.
but he wanted to pet Bear, so he pet, and then all of a sudden he grabbed her tail, and I mean
Oof.
like hard. It took me like a while to get his hand off.
Oh my
I
God.
finally ungripped it, and meanwhile Bear is like whelping, like in pain,
Oh,
because he like had a
wow.
firm grip and pulling the tail.
Oof.
But the point being is she didn't like try and nip him, nothing. She was just kind
Right.
of like whelping, and so then we started doing stuff like that more. But after that, he would watch from a distance. We never went next to him after that.
Yeah. That's probably smart.
He had to stay a little bit 10 feet back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really smart.
yeah.
So 7 years ago you get the dog. Then how long have you been doing
Yeah.
the official dog pack?
Official dog pack we launched in late 2020. Officially 2021 we launched the app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
So it's
when did
been
you
about 4
launch the
years.
podcast?
The podcast was like 3 months ago, maybe, if even.
Oh,
Yeah, 3 months
oh,
maybe.
this year.
Yeah, it was very
That's all it's
recent.
been. Oh, it's funny. It
Yeah.
seems to me like I've been watching it forever. It's like it's such a
Yeah,
part of my
yeah.
life that that's amazing. In 2 or 3 months, you have had that amazing success.
Yeah, it's really it was like really, and then of course with like you were mentioning before, WME, Endeavor, William Morris
Mhm.
Endeavor reached out to us, and like so now it's like we have our app, which is great, it's doing great, everything, but now we have a whole other side to the business, which is like
Yeah.
entertainment, and it's just two completely different things, but it's all under Dog Pack. So it's you never know, like you gotta if there's a message, you gotta try things, and you never know like what's gonna come, really.
What a great success story. Yeah. So just curiously on dog pack, because this is the real genesis to Goldie and Frenchie. Dog pack is an app that people have, and you said you got like 2 million users on it.
Yeah, yeah, we hit about
So
two
it's
million
global.
users.
Is it
It's a
global?
global app. It's a global app.
And
Yeah, it's
and
available in
Janet downloaded. I
15
haven't looked
languages.
at it yet. So you can find dog walkers or dog sitters or dog parks or whatever, all this stuff in on it. And how does it, like, how would you find a dog park in, like, let's say France? How would you know that's there? Somebody adds it?
Yeah, I mean, we get tons of suggestions, like 100, 200 suggestions every day from users that add like it could even be like if you want like your dog to run off leash somewhere, it'll say like off leash area or on leash
Hmm.
area with user reviews, everything. But it could even be like a back alley between, 3 blocks where it's like, kind of fenced in, kind of like
Oh,
a thin
wow.
back alley kind of thing. And
Yeah.
people will say like, yeah, people often walk their dogs here. It's safe, and
Huh.
they'll suggest it, and we just have to go verify that it's like a legit spot, and
How do you do
we
that?
approve it. Usually, so people place a pin exactly where the spot is, and
Yeah.
then usually we'll go with Google Street View, Google Maps to
Oh,
verify it. Yeah,
wow. I mean, that's
sometimes there's a
amazing.
name, sometimes it's a no-name place, like
Uh-huh.
it's like or like a big open field behind some random, hydro facility where it's just
Right.
open space. The locals know about it, but nobody really else knows. So
Wow.
we've mapped about 125,000 dog-friendly places up to date
Across the world.
across the world. Not businesses, just I'm saying like parks.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Businesses,
yeah.
probably another. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And of the people that are on there, like, what's the most common thing that people are looking for? Like, is it, I would use it to try to find a place that, where there's an open area where I could go train my dog or something like that. What does it have? It has stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah, it would have stuff like that, and it's really like our goal was to make, a platform that any dog owner could use. Whether there's also, for example, a social feed, so you can post photos on the social feed just like Instagram, Facebook,
Oh.
and then you could gain followers, or if you want to come on the feed and maybe for whatever reason you want to find golden retrievers or any breed, you could filter the feed by breed, by age,
Oh,
by
wow.
sex also. We have a lot of info on the dog, so you could filter all that and find what you're looking for. Maybe you want to maybe have a meetup in your city, so you could
Uh-huh.
find golden retrievers near me.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so it's all about connecting the dog community. Um, that's our main goal, and yeah, people seem to like the map feature the best, where they can find dog friendly spots. Super, because
Uh,
every dog owner has that thing in common. They got to exercise their dog. Whether they do
how
it or
did you
not
come
is
up with
one thing.
that? Like, that seems like a really incredibly technical app to develop. How did you come up with that?
Um, well, yeah, I mean, it started when I was a dog walker.
Hmm.
Like the check-in feature was first,
Sure.
to because people were always asking me, where are you at, Dov? And it was kind of pissing me off at a point, because I'm trying to do a job and everyone's trying to chase me and catch my
Hmm.
schedule. It was annoying. So I thought there could be a better way to kind of notify people where you're going. So I thought the check-in feature was brilliant, which I still think it is brilliant.
Yeah.
But in order for the check-in feature to really work, kind of everyone would have to use it, which isn't really, it's just not realistic.
Yeah.
So we already had those official dog parks listed on our map where people could check in, and then from there we're like, let's
Oh.
just add everything and let people suggest spots as well. So then we started like that, and then we started adding businesses, even like a dog friendly cafe, or any a shopping mall, or any kind of dog friendly business is allowed to list, or anything dog friendly is on the
Wow.
map,
Okay.
basically. Yeah, including
And
trainers, walkers, groomers. Yeah.
did you build the app yourself?
So we started with, I'm not a developer myself.
Okay.
None of the four brothers are. We started working with a team in the early days. We started
Uh-huh.
working with a team in India, because that was just
Wow.
a way we were able to get our feet off the ground in the cheapest
Yeah.
way.
Sure.
We were still all working while we launched it. We all had our jobs.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then we got a seed round investment of 1.6 million US,
Wow.
where that we were able to scale it and get users at a cheap cost. And then we raised a Series A round of 8.6 million US.
Wow, my God,
which
that's
was
awesome.
yeah, thanks. And we're in that Series A right now, and we're trying to build this, and probably we'll have to raise again in the
Yeah.
next year or so. But
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't realize it's that big of an operation. That's pretty amazing. I mean, 2 million users is a lot of people.
yeah, and this was without anything with Goldie and Frenchie at this point. This is all brand new, this
Yeah.
Goldie and Frenchie stuff, and it's just been an extra bonus for us, really.
Do people ever put it together? Like, it's so different. Like, you've done such a great job, because I think a lot of people who try to market their business really, like, they put it in your face. Like, hey, don't forget to download our app at the end. And
Right.
you have a really organic way of just, this is Goldie and Frenchie, and this is your app, and your app is incredibly successful. And Goldie and Frenchie are incredibly successful, but you never seem to really marry those two, which is pretty amazing.
So
Why?
yeah, we have tried a couple times, like, to really post a video about, like, DogPack. This is just an ad. You watch it, download, and we realized the views, it wasn't getting good engagement. The views were lower. As you know, like, as soon as people realize something's an ad, they scroll
Yeah,
away.
they hate it.
So, but what we did realize is that we run paid ads as well, completely different from Goldie and Frenchie. We get
Right.
UGC creators, all different kind of methods we do for paid ads. And we noticed that those are doing better because we obviously have our logo on our ads. And I think people are actually putting one and one together, and they really recognize the logo, and they even comment sometimes on the meta ads, like where's Goldie and Frenchie, basically. So we've seen, like, I just think it's incredible brand awareness for us, and like I said, it could open the doors to so many different things. Oh, there's your,
This is Shmoo, yeah.
I guess your guy. What's his name?
Yeah. Shmooly.
Shmooly. Oh, nice.
Yeah, Shmooly.
Like
Shmuel. Samuel.
oh,
He's got a million names. There he is.
nice,
What do you think, Shmoo?
nice.
Oh, boy. Oh,
Oh
okay.
wow.
It's almost time for dinner. Okay, hop off. Off you go.
I think we'll have to get him next. He's jealous of Dwayne. No.
Yeah, he's wondering. I mean, Dwayne keeps rubbing his face in it. I mean, Dwayne has it on his own iPhone, and he goes to Agility, shows everybody, hey, I was on the podcast for official DogPack, and Shmoo's really pissed about it, to be honest with you.
Do you find it's like, I mean, you're obviously a really experienced dog trainer, so maybe you don't find it as like, do you find it's, like, difficult to own a Malinois on your perspective, or like?
He's my second one. I've worked with countless ones. Like the Malinois you have, people sometimes get really nice ones. He's actually a really intense dog. He's from Germany. I flew to Germany to get him.
Oh, look who finally showed up. Shmuley heard camera and sprinted in like he heard the fridge door open. Can't even blame him. Dwayne's episode was straight fire. Shmuley's been stuck watching the reruns like, that should have been me.
So he comes from very strong protection lines. So he is an over-the-top, intense, powerful dog. He's not really like something you'd want to have as a pet. My dog that I had before, Goofy, was a show line dog, and he was the world's nicest Malinois. I mean, he was just bulletproof. I could take him at places, and he was a little nervous, but never problems. This dog is powerful. It just, I mean, he's super safe. Like, he loves people. He's completely neutral around other dogs. But I think when you understand the breed and understand the training, they're super fun and you love it and you can kind of get it. But if you don't understand the breed, I think it's a super hard dog. And a friend of mine had a hound mix before, and he got a Malinois, and he was trying to train it and I helped him with the hound. He was trying to train the Malinois like the hound, and he was just, he's just killing himself and the dog. And so I had this long talk, and I said, it's a completely different dog. They speak a completely different language. So, I think if people would understand what it took to train them, they could do better at it. But I think people sort of have this, like, this is the problem with online dog training, is it's a one brush. Okay, this is how you teach a sit. This is how you teach a down. This is how you teach this. If the dog's doing X, then just do Y. And then you get into the whole thing of, like, well, just put an e-collar on the dog, or just, put a prong collar on the dog. And I'm for all those tools. I mean, I've spent, the last 10 plus years fighting to keep them legal in the States. But, a lot of people just think that's it. Okay, put the remote on, I push the button, the dog, it's like a TV remote control. It goes from channel 2 to channel 7, but it doesn't work that way. And that's where you run into problems with people, with their dogs, especially dogs like very, very intelligent, high-strung dogs like Malinois that are going to, do stupid stuff if you don't know what you're doing with them.
Right. So,
But
in short, it's like, it's definitely not for first-time dog owners.
I mean, it could be for a first-time dog. I mean, I had a Shar Pei before, which is a very dominant breed. People always say, well, you shouldn't have a Malinois unless you've had a working dog before. Well, at some point you have to have your first working dog, right? You can't, pay your dues by saying, okay, I had a poodle, I want a Malinois. But in a way, somebody believed in me. I had a Shar Pei, and I found this breeder, Tasha, who had a great litter, and she trusted me with one because I think she interviewed me and talked to me a lot, and trusted me with one of her puppies. And she was a support system. When I had questions, I call and say, hey, what about this, what about that? And also I had a lot of experience with other breeds of dogs, and I'd rescued probably, I don't know, like 6 or 8 Malinois before I ever got my first one. So it just takes it takes, it's a finesse. It's just understanding things. It's not, it's not a hammer and a nail. It's definitely like, it's definitely more engineering than it is, construction.
Yeah. I agree.
We're so are there any secret projects coming out that you'd want to tip that Frenchie and Goldie are doing?
You're going to see a lot more rescue stories, a lot more. We're working with some different like shelters, basically, that we're going to try, like, go on a push to try get more dogs adopted. That's for sure you're going to see more of in the coming weeks. And I think, like, up until like where we are today, we didn't know we would be here 3 months ago when we were posting the silly 8-second videos. Or so I have no idea. I don't know where this is going to go. We're going to just continue working hard and
yeah, I mean, you've just hit it out of the park. I mean, I didn't realize it was just this year you started. Like I said, I've watched it, and I've watched so many of them that I feel like I've been watching it for a long time. But I mean, you got a huge fan in me. You got a huge fan in Janet, and the Dwayne video was a huge hit. I think Janet sent it to every single person in Southern California. So he did, and I put it on my Instagram. Everybody loved it on Instagram and stuff. You're a huge hit there. So
it was a great one.
Yeah, it was a good one. Well, we'll talk about doing Shmoo next. That'll be a fun one.
For sure.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have him on.
All right. Well,
Shmuel, I'm just curious. It sounds like almost like a rabbi's name almost.
Well, remember Rabbi Shmuley?
Yeah.
So the name comes from he was an I litter. So the way a lot of breeders work, they work the alphabet. They start with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, H, A. So I haven't told this story ever in public, so you're the first one to hear it. So I had a dog named Silly, and I had a dog named Goofy. Right. So I needed a dog with a silly name. Like, I needed to be a fun, cute name, because I don't like naming dogs tough names. Like, everybody calls their dog Bullet or, Atlas and all these crazy things when they have a Malinois. My theory was always name your tough dog something sweet and your sweet dog something tough. Right. So I said, well, I want something goody, smiley, da 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 da. But he was an I litter. So I remember watching this guy on TV, Rabbi Shmuley. And so, do you have him in Canada? Do you know who he is?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay, so I love that name Shmuley, and then the name came up, but it had to be an I, so I went with I Am Sam, which is from, I mean, if you read the Hebrew Bible, there's a lot of things in there. Samuel's a gift from God, and blah blah blah. And he came to me at a time when Goofy was dying and Maya was dying, and so he was really a gift to me, because without him, I don't know how I would have made it. So I named him I Am Sam, the technical name, but his name was Shmuley, which is the nickname for Samuel in Yiddish. And then Janet said, you should just call him Shmoo. And that really just hit. I said, oh my God, that's the best name for a dog ever, Shmoo. And no one has a dog named Shmoo. I've heard Sam, I've heard a lot of things. I've never heard Shmoo, but I've definitely never heard Shmoo. So that's where that came from.
Nice. Honored to be the first to hear that story.
Yeah, that's his little story. So anyway, I'm going to post your stuff. I mean, I'd love to have you back on and talk about, as you keep growing, maybe you'll get too big for the podcast, but I mean, I would love to just check in with you here and there and kind of, do a follow up on it and get your bosses on the show too.
Absolutely.
Frenchie and Goldie.
Anytime. And yeah, we'll get Frenchie and Goldie on here too.
Yeah.
And I'm happy
sure.
to join anytime, but I think you want Frenchie and Goldie more than me at this point.
I got to work through you to get to them, all right, so I'm going to put a link to all your stuff. Your Instagram, your YouTube, and stuff like that, as well as your official DogPack app, so that people can find that. And thanks for the chat. It's so super fun to actually put a face to all this creativity that I've been watching for so long.
It's really my pleasure.
Good.
And, couldn't have been happier to share it with yourself, Robert.
Well, thanks. I think everybody's going to love it. I love this chat. Just getting to the bottom of it. It's really, really fun. So yeah, thanks again, man. Thanks, Dove.
My pleasure. Thank you.
That's a wrap. Big thanks to everyone watching, especially the ones who stuck around just for us.
Which is everyone.